అనాథుడనిగా రాగం జింగల ఆది త్యాగరాజ స్వామి.
About 6 years ago, my good friend Srimushnammi Rajarao telephoned me from New York airport and said that one young lad by name Srinivas had just landed at that time at JFK, and he said that he should be featured to the Cleveland audience. There was less than 1 week to arrange a program. We arranged a house concert in my house at that time in Shaker Heights, and about 30 families were fortunate enough to come for that concert at that time. I see most of those 30 families here today in this concert also. Srinivas came with his Western instrument and stole our Eastern hearts as well as the Western hearts. He set a new standard at that time, which veterans with 5 times his age and 5 times his experience could not even attempt to match. 3 years later, he came down to our Tyagaraja festival, and prior to that we were convinced that Srinivas could not excel that particular standard he set when he was 14 years old. But he dumbfounded us again 3 years ago and set another standard. We were again convinced that probably Srinivas had peaked at that time. But today's concert has made liars out of us. Ladies and gentlemen, what is so awesome about this young lad of 20 years is that he's got at least another 50 years of musical growth, the good Lord willing, many, many more. And what is in store for the generation of people who are now living here to see, to hear, and to appreciate this divine music that is coming from him. I really envy the people of his age, because they are going to grow with this young man, grow with his music. They are going to enjoy that. I envy them because I am almost double his age, more than double his age. And I don't think that I am going to be fortunate enough like those young people. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the Aradhana Committee's pleasure and privilege to present Srinivas to you this evening. The man who made this program possible, helped us quite a bit on the way, is a good friend of mine, Andy Piaz from USAR, who is here. Andy? Andy was kind enough to break almost all the international rules pertaining to the issuance of the USAR ticket to visiting artists, and was able to help us actually in this program. Andy, we are convinced that you are going to help us in the years to come, and we are going to count on you. On the violin today, we featured Sikkil Sri Bhaskaran. My regret is that about 8 years ago, when we brought Sri Balamurali Krishna, I was attempting to reach him in Madras. What with the communications, if you think the telephone lines are bad today in India, we don't know what it was 8 years ago. I didn't know that he was in Madurai. Obviously, my attempt to reach him in Madras failed miserably, and we were not able to get him at that time. Again, about 4 years ago, when we tried to get him for Professor T.R. Subramaniam, he was not available at that time prior to commitments. We are happy that we are able to have him here today. Many honors have come his way. I'm not going to enumerate all of them. He's a very special artist, and today the support he provided to Srinivas was superb, and in recognition of his 40 years of service for art and music, I would request Professor Tuttle to come and do the honors. we have a little surprise for him. Bhairavi, the Indian Fine Arts Society, recognizes Sikkil Bhaskaran with the title Vadya Sangeeta Bhushanam for his services to Indian arts. April 14, 1990, Cleveland, USA.
பேரன்புடைய பெரியோர்களே, தாய்மார்களே, வித்வான்களே, உங்கள் அனைவருக்கும் எனது பணிவான நமஸ்காரங்கள். என்னை 2-3 தடவையாக பைரவி அசோசியேஷன் நமது சுந்தரம் சார் அவர்கள் முயற்சி செய்தும் வர முடியாமல் போய் இந்த தடவை எனக்கு வரும்படியான ஒரு வாய்ப்பு கிடைத்தது. அதற்கு நமது சுந்தரம் சார் அவர்களுக்கும் பைரவி அசோசியேஷனும் அவர்கள் மூவருக்கும் எனது பணிவான நமஸ்காரங்களை தெரியப்படுத்திக் கொள்கிறேன். எனது நன்றியை தெரியப்படுத்திக் கொள்கிறேன்.
Prior to talking about Sri Palkkad Sri Raghu, I spent about a few days writing a fairly large speech about him. I'm not going to give that speech because with his playing actually, he has convinced me that there is no words that I can use to describe the divine music that he produced today. Many honors have come his way. They are too numerous to enumerate here. He has accompanied almost all major musicians for the last 50 years. The star disciple of Sri Palkkad Mani Iyer, and I can go on. But what I would like to say is that today when Sri Raghu picked up the Mridhangam, we saw the Mridhangam and a man. When he started playing, they merged into one. After a while, what we heard was only the nadam. I think that there are few people today who can equal him in his mastery over that instrument. I was jokingly referring to today's day as not only Saint Tyagaraja Day, but also as Palkkad Raghu Day. But I was wrong. Halfway through the concert, I thought that I should call it Palkkad Raghu Year. When he played the Taniyavartanam, I thought I should call him the man of the decade. Now I'm convinced that he's man of the century. This man is not only a great artist, but he is quintessentially a gentleman. This morning, when Srinivas started his individual playing, he graciously yielded the platform to another senior artist, Dr. T.K. Murthy. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think I can say anything more about his artistry, his humanness. I will request Professor Tuttle to do the honors to him.
Vivi, in a sense, I feel that I must refuse to do the usual honor, because I am supposed to say something perhaps to the effect that I bestow or I give this honor to you. I can't do that because that's been done for many years. It's been earned by Raghu. He possesses it.
I have another little bit of a business. Bhairavi, the Indian Fine Arts Society, recognizes Palkkad Sri Raghu with the title Mridhanga Chakravarti for his services to Indian arts, April 14, 1990, Cleveland, USA.
It's indeed my great privilege and pleasure to present myself here and participate in this rather important function. I am overwhelmed by the kind words attributed to me by Mr. Sundaram, associating me with qualities which I am trying to possess. And this honor is of special significance to me because it happens to be our new year, and I pray God that the new year give us all prosperity and peace to everyone. And this honor, I feel it's an honor to Palkkad Raghu as a Carnatic musician. It is for Carnatic music, not for me. And to claim as a Carnatic musician, I dedicate this to my teachers who have been responsible to make me what I am today. I am dedicating this honor to them, seeking their blessings. And finally, I owe my deep gratitude to Bhairavi, the organizers of Bhairavi. Thank you.
We have a senior Mridhangist here amidst us, Dr. T.K. Murthy, and I would request him to say a few words on this occasion.
எனக்கு இங்கிலீஷ் தெரியாது, நான் தமிழில் பேசுகிறேன். தமிழ் தெரியாத வாழ்க்கை நீங்கள் இங்கிலீஷில் நான் என்ன சொன்னேங்கிறத இங்கிலீஷில் சொல்ல முடியாது, ரொம்ப கேட்டுக்கிறேன். இன்னைக்கு எங்கள் வாத்தியார் டே. நான் ஊரில் இருக்க வேண்டியவன். அவர் டே நான் கொண்டாடுவேன். வருஷ பிறப்பன்னைக்கு தான் அவர் போனார். அதனால நான் அங்கே அந்த வருஷ பிறப்பன்னைக்கு அங்கே தான் அவரோட டே கொண்டாடுவேன். போன வருஷம் ரகு வாய்ச்சார். அவரோட டே இன்னைக்கு நான் இங்கே அமெரிக்காவில் கிளீவ்லேண்டில் கொண்டாடுறேன். அது நம்ம இன்னைக்கு ரொம்ப சந்தோஷத்தோடு நான் கொண்டாடுறேன். அது இவாளை பற்றி நான் பேச முடியாத அளவுக்கு எனக்கு ஒரு வாய்ப்பை கொடுத்ததுக்கு முதல்ல சுந்தரம் சாருக்கு ஒரு நமஸ்காரம், ஒரு நன்றியை நான் சொல்லிக்கிறேன். நான் முதல்ல வரமாட்டேன்னு சொன்னேன். என்ன இந்த இவாளுக்கு டைட்டில் கொடுக்கறதுக்காகத்தான் என்னை கூப்பிட்டார். ஆமாம், என்ன இங்கே வந்து நீங்கள் அவளுக்கு எல்லாம் அவளை பற்றி பேசணும்னா இதுக்காக 20,000 ரூபா செலவழிச்சுட்டு என்னை கூப்பிடுறே அப்படின்னு கூப்பிட்டேன். இல்லைங்க நீங்கள் 2 கச்சேரி வாசிங்க அப்படின்னார். எனக்கு இப்போ அவ்வளோ தூரம் இங்கே வந்தேன்னா இங்கே இந்த குளிரெல்லாம் தாங்கவே முடியல. நான் ரொம்ப சிரமம். இப்போ ஆனாலும் எனக்கு ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம். அதை நான் தெரிவிக்கணும். நான் தஞ்சாவூர் வைத்தியநாயகரோட சிஷ்யன். என்னோட பாலக்காட் மணியர் சொல்லிண்டார். நாங்கள் 2 பேரும் ஒரே சமயத்தில் மிருதங்கம் வாசிச்சிருக்கோம், மேடையிலே வாசிச்சிருக்கோம். 2 மிருதங்கம், அவருக்கு கிஞ்சரா நான் மிருதங்கம், இப்படிலாம் நடந்திருக்கு. அவரோட சிஷ்யர், அவருக்கு இன்றைக்கி டைட்டில் கிடச்சதுன்னா எனக்கு பாலக்காட் மணியருக்கு, என் குரு வைத்தியநாயகருக்கு எல்லாருக்கும் கிடைச்ச மாதிரி நான் நினைக்கிறேன். எனக்கு ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம். மகா புத்திசாலி அவர், பேஷா வாய்ச்சார். அவர் பாலக்காட் மணியரோட மருமாள் மாப்பிள்ளை. மருமாளில் நான் சின்ன குழந்தையிலேருந்து எனக்கு அந்த அம்மாவை தெரியும். எனக்கு அந்த அம்மாவுக்கு 4 வயசு அப்போல்லாம் நான் அந்த அம்மாவை நான் தூக்கிட்டு போயிருக்கேன். அவரோட கணவருக்கு கிடச்சதுன்னுட்டு இன்னொரு சந்தோஷம் எனக்கு. நல்ல புத்திசாலி, இன்னொன்று நல்ல நேர்மை. நான் கொஞ்சம் எனக்கு அதிலெல்லாம் எனக்கு ரொம்ப ஆசை உள்ளவன். கிளியூர்லேருந்து சுந்தரத்துக்கிட்ட எனக்கு கச்சேரி நான் கேட்டதே கிடையாது. அவராக என்னை கூப்பிடணுமே ஒழிய நானாக அவரை கேட்டு கச்சேரிக்கு இங்கே வரமாட்டேன். அதே மாதிரி தான் அவர். எனக்கு அதில் அவர்கிட்ட ரொம்ப ரெஸ்பெக்டு. எனக்கு அவர்கிட்ட ஒரு இது உண்டு. ரொம்ப தன்னோட யோகியதைக்கு எப்போதும் உள்ளது. எனக்கு ஒரு நண்பர் அந்த காலத்தில் இருந்தவர் ஒருத்தர் சொன்னார், ஒரு மிருதங்க வித்வான், உன்னோட வித்தையை நீ கிளீனாக வச்சுட்டு இருந்தன்னா உனக்கு நிச்சயமாக சத்தியமாக தொழில் நடக்கும் அப்படின்னு சொன்னார். நீ பொறுத்தார கேட்க வேண்டான்னு. அந்த மாதிரி உள்ள ஒரு வித்தை. அவர் நல்ல உசந்த வித்தையை வச்சுட்டு இருக்கார். அதனால் அவருக்கு நிச்சயமாக நடக்கும். நான் அவரை விட வயசில் பெரியவன். அதனால நான் அவருக்கு ஆசீர்வாதம் பண்ணுற மாதிரி அந்த கடவுளை கேட்டு எல்லா சௌகரியங்களும் அவருக்கு கிடைக்கணும்னுட்டு நான் பகவான் வேண்டும். நான் எங்கள் ஊரில் கொண்டாட வேண்டியது எங்கள் குருநாதரோட படத்தை அவருக்கு நான் கொடுக்குறேன். அடுத்தப்பில் பாஸ்கரன் அவர் ராஜமாணிக்கம் பிள்ளை மாதிரி வாசிக்கிறார். அவர் நான் ராஜமாணிக்கம் பிள்ளையோட நிறைய வாசிச்சவன். அவர் அதுக்கு முன்னாடி கோவிந்தராஜ பிள்ளைகிட்ட அவர் சொல்லிட்டார். அப்போல்லாம் அவர் ரொம்ப சின்ன பையன்தான். ஒரு நிஜர்லாம் போட்டு வருவார். ரொம்ப அழகாக வாசிக்கிறார். எனக்கு ராஜமாணிக்கம் பிள்ளை வயலின் எப்படின்னா பாடகாலுக்கு ரொம்ப ஹெல்ப்பு. இந்த சரவலுக்கு சொரம் வாசிக்கிறது இன்னுமே அவரை விட்டால் உலகத்தில் கிடையவே கிடையாது. அவ்வளோ சரவலுக்குள்ள எத்தனை எப்படி வேணாலும் வாசிப்பார். இன்னொன்று பொருத்தம் வச்சு எடுக்கிறது, அதாவது பாட்டை பொருத்தம் வச்சு எடுக்கிறதுங்கிறது ரொம்ப விசேஷம். அதாவது கெரி தினிசா கெரி தினிசா கெரி தினிசா அப்படி இருக்கக்கூடாது. மகரி சதா சரதே அப்படி இருக்கணும். அந்த பொருத்தம் இருக்கணும். அதில் இன்னும் ரொம்ப பெரிய பெரிய பொருத்தம் எல்லாம் வச்சு குரு ராஜமாணிக்கம் பிள்ளை வாசிப்பார். அதே மாதிரி அவர் வாசிச்சுருக்கார். ரொம்ப அனுசரணை. அவருக்கு கடைசத்தை பற்றி நான் ரொம்ப சந்தோஷப்படுறேன். நானும் அவர் இப்போ இருக்கிற எல்லாரோட நான் பேசுகிற பெரியவன் தான். இன்னும் 4 வருஷம் போச்சுன்னா எனக்கு 70 வயசு ஆறுது. அவருக்கும் எல்லா சகல சௌபாக்கியமும் கிடைக்கணும்னு விட்டு நான் பகவானை பிரார்த்தனை. மாண்டலின் சீனிவாசன் முதல்ல அவரோட வாசிப்பை கேட்டேன் மദ്രാസിல். நல்ல புத்தாலி. இன்னொன்றும் இந்த சாதாரணமாக இந்த வாத்தியத்துக்கு இந்த கமகம் கிடைக்காது. மொட்டையத்தான் பிடிக்க முடியும். அது அசைவு வருது. வாசிக்கிறார் அவர். அது இந்த வாத்தியத்துக்கு வராது. அது ஏன் வருதுன்னா நல்ல ஞானம் இருக்குது, பூர்ணமான ஞானம். இது ஏன் கிடச்சிதுன்னா விட்ட குறை தொட்டகரை போகிற ஜென்மாவில் 6ஆவது இருந்தாரோ அந்த இது அவருக்கு கிடச்சிருக்கு. இல்லைன்னா சின்ன குழந்தைகளுக்கு ஏகப்பட்ட விஷமா இவருக்கு இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு நல்ல ஒரு தெளிவான நல்ல ஞானம் கிடைச்சிருக்கு. எனக்கு ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம். இப்போ அந்த பையன் இருக்காங்க, அந்த குழந்தைக்கு கை எப்படி இருக்கு சொல்லி கொடுத்தா புத்தகம் இது விட்ட ஒரு சொன்னது அந்த மாதிரி இருக்குது. அவர் அந்த மாதிரி உள்ளவர் ரொம்ப மகா மிசாஜி. ராகம் வாசிக்கிற அழகு. இன்னொன்னு இந்த சதசில ஏது வேணும் அது புரிஞ்சுக்கணும். அது ராமானுஜாருக்கு தான் உண்டு. அவர் ராமானுஜாரு கேட்டாலும் கேட்கல. அவருக்கு தான் இந்த சதத்தை பார்த்து இந்த சதத்துக்கு எப்படி பாடணுங்கிறத தெரிஞ்சுக்கிறவர் அவர் தான். அந்த மாதிரி இந்த சதத்துக்கு எப்படி வாசிக்கலாம், அவள் நம்மளை எப்படி அவளை எப்படி ட்ரீட் பண்றது, இதெல்லாம் தெரிஞ்சுட்டு வாசிக்கிறார். ரொம்ப சந்தோஷம். அந்த குழந்தை 100 காலம் ஆடணும். இன்னும் எல்லாரும் அவருக்கே எங்க வாத்தியார் பண்றோம். ஏதோ எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சதை நான் பேசுனேன். இதுல எதாவது தப்பு இருந்தா மதிச்சு சொல்லிடுவோம். இங்கிலீஷ் தெரிஞ்சவாளுக்கு நீங்க தமிழ் தெரிஞ்சவா அவளுக்கு சொல்லி.
You enjoyed the day today. I would like to show one person who is representative of the countless volunteers who made this day possible. That's Balachandran, whom we affectionately call as Bala. Is Bala here? Bala? Bala, we want you here. Right? stage Bala. Bala has just taken a position in Atlanta. Come on over, Bala. And he has taken a flight from Atlanta to come and attend this festival. And really, actually, I would say, long in the kitchen, I would say, because you were there last night cutting vegetables and this morning you was in the kitchen. And these are this army of silent workers who make this day possible. For Bala, he had a flag. Incidentally, my good friend Balu's daughter told me that I was calling it a plate. She said the plate is what you find in your mouth. Flag is what you see. This one, Violin is the Indian Fine Arts Society recognized for his voluntary services to the Jagaraja Festival, April 14, 1990, Cleveland, USA. But I would like to let you in on a secret. An awful lot of people have been asking me whether I live in the United States or in India. And if I have gone to the United States, to India, what's the reason why I went there? I've been telling them excuses, reasons, whatever you might call them. One of them is that I said that I wanted my children to grow up in India. Another reason I said was that I wanted to spend some time with my mother. And the third thing I said was that I wanted to give my children some kind of cultural orientation, etc., etc. So I'll let you know the real reason why I moved to India about 9 months ago. The accumulated deficit on this Jagaraja festival has approached $18,000. I had no option but to quit this country because the couple who is standing behind me was calling me almost every day, asking me, what am I going to do about this deficit? So I answered with my teeth. If you think that seriously, if you think that this day has been worthwhile to you, been worthwhile to your children, whatever contribution you can make towards wiping out this deficit, I would appreciate. The 1 day budget, or I should say the 1.5 day budget for this festival now approaches $15,000. And living in India, I started multiplying by 17. And then somebody told me, no, that's only an official rate multiplied by 22. That's an awful lot of money. If you think it's a valuable tradition, a heritage that you would like to continue in Cleveland, that you would like to pass on to your children and others, I very strongly urge you to seriously consider the financial situation of this festival. It is not fair to ask only a few individuals again and again to somehow bear the brunt of these expenditures. Because the Tattoo would be here talking about it. I didn't want you to do that word. I thought that I will say that the expected collection, the average collection that we have been getting in the last few years, and the expected collection today will be only about $3,000 to $4,000. And we consider that we have over 700 people today, from morning until evening, and we have another concert scheduled by another very great artist from India. We have a third concert tomorrow at the temple, all free. I very seriously urge you to consider the condition and do whatever you think is appropriate. Thank you very much. I would request all the artists to continue with the concert. At 7:30, we have the concert by Srinivas He will be accompanied on the violin by Sri Krishna and on the Mridhangam by Dr. T.K. Murthy. We have got plenty of food left, So there should not be any worry on that count. We will take care of you. So please stay, enjoy your music, and give us your support. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have 7 minutes to start the next program. Stretch your legs or whatever you want to do. Please come back and we'll begin the second concert.
is safe, and it looks like he's hurt at the plate.
St. Louis, Missouri, June 1984. Bob Allen stood outside this unemployment office and looked for people who really wanted to become financially independent. One of the people eventually chosen by Allen was this man, 24 years old, with a family to support. Allen also chose a divorced mother of 5 and a minister's wife. The screening process, indeed the entire challenge, was closely monitored by ex-FBI agent and former St. Louis Mayor John Palkkad. After some intensive training in the specific nothing down techniques, Allen turned them loose. After a few weeks of careful searching, this couple found the right property. They later closed on it using no money of their own, rented it with a monthly profit, and put $6,000 cash in the bank. The other challenge participants exceeded the stated goal too. The minister's wife made a $5,000 profit, and the divorced mother of 5 has an equity in excess of $7,500.
Robert Allen is the only teacher who has put his reputation on the line to prove he has an investment system that works.
But still, not everyone was convinced. In fact, Bob received a letter from a woman whose own situation in life was desperate. She too had no job and no prospect of finding one. And she took Bob to task for the bold claims he was making.
When you make claims that someone from an unemployment line can make good, you are successful and have absolutely no idea what people in my situation, and there are many of us, are like. For us, life is hopeless, and we only cuss the fact that we wake up alive in the morning. You just do not realize the importance that you have worth or the importance of having confidence. You do not know of what you speak.
That letter was the first of many exchanged between the woman and Bob. She pointed out that besides not being able to afford nice things, being broke takes its toll on the spirit.
After boxing 2,000 rejection letters with no positive feedback, it's very difficult to believe that anyone will react positively to anything you propose.
Bob made a ridiculous proposal. He suggested that she buy a house as an investment. He helped her learn some of the creative techniques he teaches, and with a little encouragement, it was not long before the woman had bought her very first investment property. Several months passed. Then Bob received another letter from the woman, and this time it described her remarkable success.
It's comforting to know that if I never acquire another piece of property, I now have enough to take care of me for the rest of my life. After all, I can sell them all off and carry the contracts myself. That should provide me with more than enough to live on. I choose not to do this at this time, but it sure is comforting. It removes the frenzy and fear of an unknown future.
Next, moving up goes to Washington, D.C., and we'll ask question 2 in our TV quiz. Time for another 60-second mini seminar.
When someone advertises in the paper, I have a house for sale, you say, can I come out and look at it, please? And you go out and look at the property, and you look at the neighborhood, and you go through the 5 points of analysis that we teach every one of our real estate investors. We check his motivation. We check the location. We check the financing. We check the condition of the property, and we check the price. Those 5 things are very simple and easy to learn. And you need to just go through a piece of property and look at it. And so you practice. You go look. You might have to look at 50 properties before you get the feel of it. But it's worth it. Because every time you buy a property, you step one step closer to financial independence.
You can learn the simple steps to success if you want to. Remember, knowledge is power.
One financial success in the 90s, Robert Allen has created a powerful live full-day wealth training experience for you. This is not a seminar to sell books and tapes. For only $39, you'll get a full day of new, exciting wealth-building facts. Prepay with your credit card when you register, and you'll also receive 7 new special reports, plus Bob Allen's famous tape, Getting Your Act Together. Call now and reserve your place, 1-800-767-4400. That's 1-800-767-4400. Full-day Robert Allen Wealth Trainings will be held on Saturday, April 28th at the Sheraton Cleveland, 6th and St. Clair Avenue in downtown Cleveland. And on Sunday, April 29th at the Stouffer Tower City Plaza Hotel, Superior at Public Square, also in downtown Cleveland. These are the only wealth trainings scheduled in the greater Cleveland area. You'll get full details when you call and register, so do it now. According to the experts, only about 5% of us ever achieve the goal of financial success and move up to the good life. What about you? What keeps you from trying? Is it your education? Not enough money? Fear of losing what you do have? The government? Or all of these? If you think about it, the answer is simple.
The fear is the greatest obstacle you have. When I ask a group of people, I speak all around the United States, and I ask them, what's the biggest obstacle stopping you from reaching your goal? Do you know it's not money? It's not credit? It's not knowledge. Every single time when I ask them what it is that really stops them, 50, 60, 70% of the people in the room raise their hand when I say the word fear. It's fear, if you can just recognize it. I want to tell you something that's really important. Until you face your fear, you will not live. You're just cowering in a corner.
And most people avoid getting the financial knowledge they need because of fear that they'll be taken in by the unscrupulous. Moving up, travel to our nation's capital to sit in on a special Millionaires Roundtable moderated by radio TV personality Larry King. King put it to Bob Allen point blank.
Can you con it, Bob? Can you write a phony book? Can you do seminars that don't really make any sense and pull it off by sheer force of personality? Can you fool people?
Well, when I got into writing Creating Wealth, I found out that I am my wealth. The money is just a byproduct. If I con you, then what happens? I destroy me, and that's my wealth, and I'm not going to destroy it. So, you know, that my philosophy is that you can, if you want to, but you end up like J.R. Ewing on the TV, and I don't want to be like J.R. Ewing.
There are a lot of people in this marketplace that claim they have an investment system that works. You really have to be careful. And people in $89 suits driving rented limousines claiming to be famous authors of books that were never published. Let me give you a very clear clue when you're looking at a system. Is the author published, and is the publisher a reputable publishing house that you've heard of? Not a self-published book, but something, a publishing company you've actually heard of. There's some safety in that for you.
Both Hollis Norton and Robert Allen's books were thoroughly checked by the staff of attorneys of the publisher Simon & Schuster. But not everyone makes that distinction. In addition to traveling the country promoting his own book, Norton has taken on the extra task of setting the record straight concerning the hucksters and charlatans who try to counterfeit the Robert Allen Nothing Down system.
We're getting a lot of these things on cable television now. Send us $300 and we'll send you a book of tapes and books, and you can become financially independent. And you send it to them, and these things arrive in the mail, and you read the books, and you play the tapes, and you hope you can understand what's going on. There's nobody to answer questions, there's no support, there's no follow-up, and these things end up in file cabinets, and nothing happens in your life.
Norton draws a sharp contrast between the instant experts and the time-tested Robert Allen Nothing Down investment system.
The Nothing Down system is really a hands-on instruction. That's a very big difference. You're taught in simple layman's language, your questions are answered, you're put into a follow-up support group where again you can get questions answered, you can get help if you get stuck on a transaction, local experts who can help you. There's a very big difference. This is a proven training system that physically works.
In 1980, he wrote the largest-selling financial hardcover book of all time, helping over 1 million readers start on their road to financial success. In 1981, he made national headlines when the Los Angeles Times challenged him to prove his methods work. With a Times reporter watching his every move, he flew to San Francisco, and with nothing but $100 in his pocket, he bought 4 properties in just 57 hours using none of his own money. The headlines told the story. Boastful investor accepts Times challenge and wins. In 1983, Robert Allen wrote Creating Wealth, another #1 New York Times bestseller. In 1984, to prove that the American dream is available to everyone, he chose 3 unemployed persons in St. Louis, personally taught them his system, and in just a few months, each had profited more than $5,000 in cash. They've now gone on to own over $1 million in property from that one short encounter with Robert Allen. In 1985, the country's largest independent polling organization surveyed the graduates of Robert Allen's seminar and discovered that over 5,000 real estate millionaires credited their success to his system. But he wasn't satisfied. Obsessed with results, he spent the next 2 years in intensive research and created an entirely new success system. In 1987, he personally tested this new system with 529 people who earned over $10 million in less than 1 year. In 1988, he made the final changes. The new system was now tested and ready. On March 13th, 1988, 189 people learned the new system. Within 60 days, they'd profited an average of $12,916 per person. And now, it's your turn.
One financial success in the 90s, Robert Allen has created a powerful live full-day wealth training experience for you. This is not a seminar to sell books and tapes. For only $39, you'll get a full day of new, exciting wealth-building facts. Prepay with your credit card when you register, and you'll also receive 7 new special reports, plus Bob Allen's famous tape, Getting Your Act Together. Call now and reserve your place, 1-800-767-4400. That's 1-800-767-4400. Full-day Robert Allen wealth trainings will be held on Saturday, April 28th at the Sheraton Cleveland, 6th and St. Clair Avenue in downtown Cleveland. And on Sunday, April 29th at the Stouffer Tower City Plaza Hotel, Superior at Public Square, also in downtown Cleveland. These are the only wealth trainings scheduled in the greater Cleveland area. You'll get full details when you call and register, so do it now. It's an exciting day of the latest proven techniques for safely creating wealth. Register now with your credit card and you'll also receive the 7 special reports and Robert Allen's famous tape, Getting Your Act Together, all for only $39. According to America's largest independent research organization, Robert Allen has taught more people to be financially successful than any other person alive. If you've bought books and tapes and haven't done it, he knows the reason why. You need hands-on training, not just the sizzle of concepts. Learn the essentials of Robert Allen's newest, most successful wealth-building techniques in an exciting full-day session for only $39. Register now with your credit card and get the 7 special reports, plus the 90-minute tape as an added bonus. If you have a burning desire to succeed, you need this special day of training. The tape and the 7 new reports are worth many times the tuition cost of $39, but they're yours as an added bonus when you prepay with your credit card. Call now, 1-800-767-4400. That's 1-800-767-4400. Full-day Robert Allen wealth trainings will be held on Saturday, April 28th at the Sheraton Cleveland, 6th and St. Clair Avenue in downtown Cleveland. And on Sunday, April 29th at the Stouffer Tower City Plaza Hotel, Superior at Public Square, also in downtown Cleveland. These are the only wealth trainings scheduled in the greater Cleveland area. You'll get full details when you call and register, so do it now. Call now and reserve your place, 1-800-767-4400, 1-800-767-4400. Space is limited. The full-day wealth training, Bob's famous tape, and the 7 special reports are only $39. Don't miss this tremendous opportunity. Robert Allen, featured on Moving Up.
I can give you 100 reasons for taking action now for every excuse you give me not to. And I'm going to tell you something, and I hope you remember this. If you don't take action now, heaven help you, because the government won't.
The preceding program was provided by and airtime paid for by Challenge Systems.
Every day they pass me by. I can see it in their eyes. Empty people filled with care.
In a world of loneliness and heartache, we are reminded that people need the Lord. Join Dr. James Kennedy this month as he shares the good news of Jesus Christ.
I don't have a problem getting a date. It's just a problem getting the right date.
You've got to decide what type of a person you really want.
One of the options people may choose would be bars.
When a company is looking for a person to fill a position, the president of the company doesn't go down to the bar and sit at the bar and buy drinks for everybody till he thinks he finds the right person he wants to put in that position. They hire a professional agency to seek out that individual.
They're out there. We just have to find a way to find each other.
What is lead poisoning? Lead poisoning is a preventable disease, most commonly caused by eating or swallowing lead-based paint chips. What are the effects of lead poisoning? Lead poisoning can cause mental retardation, blindness, kidney damage, muscle weakness, or possibly death. Who usually gets lead poisoning? Young children between 1 and 6 years of age who live in older homes built before 1950. What are the symptoms of lead poisoning? Symptoms are poor appetite, vomiting, constipation, crankiness, temper tantrums, stomach aches, or drowsiness. Why should I have my child tested? The only sure way to know a child does have lead poisoning is by having his or her blood tested. Call the Cleveland Health Department, Childhood Lead Poisoning Prevention Office at 664-2324.
Listen up, we'll tell you what's going around.
We won't preach,
teach, or put you down.
Here to show you the alternatives. Drugs, man, that's not the way to live.
Using drugs or alcohol means you're twice as likely to get hurt or even killed in a violent crime. So a life of drugs may be no life at all.
Get out before you hear the snap. Don't get caught in a drug trap.
A message from the Ohio Victims of Crime Program, Youth to Youth in this station.
This is WUAB, Channel 43, Lorain, Cleveland.
This concludes today's television transmission. A portion of our programming was mechanically reproduced. WUAB Channel 43, owned and operated by Gaylord Broadcasting Company, operates on an assigned carrier frequency of 644 to 650 megahertz with an effective radiated power output of 4,800,000 watts as assigned by the Federal Communications Commission. WUAB is licensed in Lorain, Ohio, with transmitter and studios in Parma, Ohio. Programs may not be